In this lesson, I'd love to talk to you a bit about some of the things that have inspired me over the years and have influenced my design style. I try and look for inspiration at everything around me, from well-designed products and really good designers to things like music, books, and games. I spend a good portion of my everyday just using all sorts of different apps and websites, taking notes of every little thing that I like, really nice interactions and interesting design details. I also try and notice good design examples from everyday life. That might be visiting a store or visiting a museum. I try and get inspiration from everything around me. Here are some of the most significant influences that have shaped the way that I design. First of all, Uber. I love how Uber's mission is so engraved in the actual design of their applications. All they want to do is have the simplest, most efficient way of taking someone from point A to point B. And that's really reflected in their applications. There's never too much information on the page. It's all about simplicity, it's all about interaction and movement, and I love this about them. Another big influence of mine has been gaming. Gaming, especially in my childhood years, was an incredible inspiration. I loved how engaging and intuitive the early onboarding experiences were, from learning how to control a character, learning how to approach your surroundings and how to use the environment around you. To me, that was just fascinating. When I think of some of the first games that I ever played, like Super Mario or Legend of Zelda, I can clearly remember this first-time experience of learning how to do everything and how the in-game experience guides you from step to step. And it's fascinating because in today's world, a lot of these influences in onboarding and introductory experiences stem from gaming and are heavily influenced by that. When it comes to visual design, I'm very influenced by Stripe and their product design team. What I love about Stripe is their great attention to detail. From their website, the colors and the gradients that they use, to the way they portray the different interfaces of the products. Everything is so refined, everything is so polished, and it's something that I try and follow a lot with my own design style. Another big influence of mine, especially in the way that I approach design and the methodology that I use, has been IDEO. IDEO is a consulting firm with offices around the world, and they were some of the most important thought leaders in establishing design thinking as a methodology and human-centered design. Both IDEO as well as other thought leaders in design thinking have really changed the way that I approach design and the way that I use the design thinking methodology. I love this quote by Tim Brown, the chair of IDEO, that really encapsulates the way that I think and work when designing and solving problems. The part about integrating people's needs, the possibilities of technology, and the requirements for business success. It's something that really resonates with me in the way that I work. And lastly, in terms of physical product design, no surprises here, Apple has been a massive inspiration for me. Everything from the purchasing experience when it comes to an Apple product just screams refinement and polish. From going onto the Apple website, ordering a product and receiving it, the smell of the box, the unboxing experience and the way that the product looks and functions, it just is such a massive inspiration for my work. The fact that the whole experience just flows, it's continuous and it's refined and delightful, it's something that I always try and think of when designing a product or an interaction. These are my biggest influences when it comes to designing. Now, I'm going to talk to you a bit more about what we're going to do in this course. We're going to learn how to take our ideas and turn them into fully functional prototypes that look and feel like real products. Whether you're an entrepreneur creating a business idea and seeking to raise funding, or maybe you're a designer that looks to better present their ideas and concepts, or simply you're just someone with many innovative ideas and you're trying to find ways to present them and get feedback in a really quick and efficient way, this course is going to be for you. We're going to first start talking about the basics of prototyping, its evolution over the years, as well as when and how to prototype. Then I'm going to show you a very simple process in order to take your idea and map it out on a piece of paper. I'll then teach you the basics of using Figma and how you can take that sketch and idea and turn it into a full design. After having our design, I'm going to teach you all the steps required to turn it into a fully functional prototype. We're going to talk about different types of transitions between screens, we're going to talk about scrolling, and I'm also going to show you some really interesting tips to make your prototype feel more real. In the last unit, we're going to talk about testing. We're going to cover the main methodologies for testing, when to use which one, and how to gain the most feedback out of these sessions. After completing this course, you're going to be able to go from idea to prototype in only a matter of hours, whether that's for a mobile app or for a website. In the final project, I want you to take everything that we've learned and use it to turn an idea of yours into a full design and a prototype, even testing it with real users. Take my ideas and techniques, make it your own, and see how creative you can be. Now that we know what we're going to be doing in this course, it's time to get going. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about the power of prototyping.